Good morning, students. This is the first lecture for the first part of this lab course. The title of the course is Solid Modeling and Analysis. So the first part is related to solid modeling, and here we will use a solid modeling package, SolidWorks. So here on the screen, you can see an overview of SolidWorks window or SolidWorks graphics user interface. And you can see that this graphic user interface has three main uh, windows or panes. The first one is, you can see here towards the left, it is Design Manager or Feature Manager Design Tree pane. And then the middle one is Graphics or Display pane. And on the right side, you have the task pane. So what is the function of various panes and what are the other parts of the graphic user interface? It is being shown in this figure, and it is self-explanatory as well. So here in the display screen, you will be able to see whatever you have modeled, and you can see that here we are having different tabs. This features tab is sketch tabs and likewise other tabs. So whenever you press a tab, the toolbar associated with that particular tab will be in front of you on this side. This is the toolbar, as you can see here. And whenever you hover over various tools here, you will get a tooltip like this. Say, for example, if you put your mouse here, this tooltip will appear and it will show you about that particular command. Say, for example, if you put your mouse here, it shows previous view. So it is being explained what is this. It displays the previous view. Okay. So likewise, you can hover at any other part and you will be able to see in the tooltip what this tool is about. And in the today's lecture, we will learn about two basic commands, that is extrude and extrude cut. So for that, we will take an example of a part. So here we will take a problem like this. So this part is to be modeled using SolidWorks. You are supposed to make a 3D model of this part. So the isometric view of this part is shown here in the slide, and all the dimensions are clearly visible. So such a part where we have a constant cross section is modeled using extrude command. Similarly, if we have a whole feature and that again has a constant cross section, then we use extrude cut command. Say, for example, uh, if we have a 2D figure as a square and we use that 2D figure to make use of extrude command, then we will select that 2D figure and give a dimension in the direction that is normal to the plane which contains the 2D figure, and that part will be extruded. So for using a square, you will have a 3D model as uh, as a solid part with a square cross section throughout if we extrude it orthogonally. Similarly, if we have, say, for example, a rectangle as a 2D figure or 2D sketch, and we use extrude command using that particular 2D figure or 2D sketch, and give a thickness in the third direction that is orthogonal to the plane uh, which contains the figure, then a cuboid will be modeled. So what is required in extrude command? We need a sketch, of course, a 2D closed figure as a sketch, and then the amount of extrusion, that is the height, to be given when we use the extrude command. So that closed figure may be of any shape. Say for example, in this part that is in front of you, you can see that we can use the leftmost face as the 2D sketch, and we can extrude it orthogonally to make a solid which will have a constant cross section as the 2D sketch. Okay, so we will learn it step by step in this slide. You can see, firstly, you will click File, then you will click New. As soon as you do this, SolidWorks document wizard will be opened. That will look like this. So from here, you can see that there are three modes in which you can work in a SolidWorks. Uh, so you will select here the part mode, wherein you will model a part, and the assembly mode is used to make an assembly of the various parts that are modeled using SolidWorks. So here, since we are supposed to model a part, so we will select part and then click OK. Then the next step will be to choose the units in which you want to work in SolidWorks. So that is done by choosing your units from the status bar uh, towards the bottom right corner. You can see various options are available. So from here, you will select the suitable one. Since in our case, we have a part which is having a dimensions in millimeters. So we will choose this MMGS as our unit system. And then we will proceed. Then what next? You will select all the three planes, namely the front planes, namely the front, top and right planes, by pressing and dragging left mouse button on these planes in the Feature Manager Design Tree pane that you can see here. So towards the left side, as I explained earlier, this is the Feature Manager pane. So here you can see that three planes are given: front. These three are orthogonal planes: front plane, top plane, and right plane. So you will select all the three by using your left mouse button by pressing and dragging over these three planes, and you will choose an option show from the menu that will appear when you right click. Okay. So as soon as you do this, all the three planes will be visible in the display pane. Okay. So click on show and the dialog box appeared. This will show all the three planes in the display pane as shown. Now next, you will have to choose a plane for the sketch to be drawn. Because as I explained, in order to make use of extrude command, what is required? You need a sketch in a 2D plane. A closed sketch is to be drawn in a 2D plane. So for that, firstly, you will have to choose the plane as a sketch plane. So here, let us choose the front plane as the sketch plane. So you will point your cursor towards the front plane and right click, and this will appear, this dialog box will appear. So from here you will press on sketch. So as soon as you do this, this front plane, which is now chosen as the sketch plane, will become normal to the screen. Okay, normal to the screen means only front plane will be visible to you on the screen, and on this plane now you can make the 2D sketch, which is supposed to be extruded in the third dimension. So what next? You will press the sketch tab, which is adjacent to the features tab. As soon as you press this sketch tab, then the toolbar associated with sketch tab will appear in this toolbar region. See, you can see here, this is line command, rectangle and circle, spline, arc. This is polygon, ellipse. So likewise others. Okay. So by using these commands, you will make your sketch in the sketch plane. So draw the required sketch on the front plane using various sketch commands in the toolbar. And you may use the smart dimension command, which is also there in the sketch tab, to give the proper dimensions as required. So for the case of our problem, you will draw this sketch with the dimensions as shown in the front plane. Okay. See here, this is the line which is taken as the reference geometry. Reference geometry means the center line. So here you can see it is symmetrically placed. This figure is symmetrically placed with respect to this reference geometry line or the center line. Okay. So this is not the part of the figure. This is only for the reference. That is why it is called reference geometry. Okay. So once your desired dimensions are given and your sketch is completed, you will exit the sketch. And then by selecting the sketch in the feature manager design tree, you will select the features tab here. And as soon as you press this features tab, the commands associated with this features tab will appear in the toolbar. And from there, you will give the required command, that is the extrusion command, which is written as extruded boss or base. So you will select this one, and this dialog box will appear here, which is in front of you. So here you will select the mid plane as the end condition, and here you will choose the sketch plane, and then here you will give the required dimension, which is the height in the third dimension. Third dimension means the sketch is a 2D sketch, so you will have to give certain height to this sketch to make a 3D solid. So this is that particular dimension, which is 70 in our case. So you will put this dimension here. So since you have chosen this mid plane as the end condition, so it will symmetrically extrude with respect to the sketch plane on both sides to have the total extrusion height as 70. So it means 35 will be on one side of the sketch plane and 35 will be on the other side, so that the total extrusion height is 70 millimeters. Okay, so this will appear like this. So you can see that this was our sketch, and you have given a third dimension using the extrude command. So it will become a solid which has the cross section as the sketch that you have drawn in the sketch plane. Now next, you are supposed to make you are supposed to remove some material to model the part that is your problem part. So for that, you will make use of extrude cut command. So as in the case of extrude, you need a sketch. For extrude cut also, you need a 2D sketch. Again, in a plane, you will have to draw a suitable sketch that is to be used in the extrude cut command. So in order to make use of extrude cut, you must have an already drawn 3D solid part, because the extrude cut is the command that is supposed to remove a material from a 3D solid part. So unless there is a 3D solid part already there in the display pane, you can't use the extrude cut command. Okay. So let us come again to our problem. So you will choose now the right plane, which is uh, normal to the front plane as the sketch plane, and make a sketch as shown. So this sketch is drawn as per our requirement, with depending on the features of the part to be modeled. So again, you will make use of the dimension, smart dimension, to give the dimensions to the sketch. So again, the sketch is needed to be a closed sketch. Otherwise, your extrude command will not work. Okay. So once the sketch is completed as shown, you will exit the sketch, and then selecting that sketch, you will go to the features tab, and then you will go to the extruded cut, this one. In the features tab, there is a command extruded cut. So you will select this one, extruded cut. And here, again, you will choose the mid plane as the end condition. And you will give the dimension suitably such that it cuts through the material like this, as shown here. You can see uh, this is the right plane, and you have drawn this sketch, a 2D sketch, which is to be used in the extrude cut command. So you will select this as the sketch, and then you will proceed for the extrude cut command, which is available in the features tab, toolbars. And once this dialog box appears, you will choose mid plane as the end condition, and you will give the dimension suitably here so that it cuts the material throughout the solid part, which is required in our case. So again, since you have chosen mid plane as the end condition, so here, while you will operate this extrude cut command, so this will cut the material on both sides of the sketch plane, symmetrically on the both sides of sketch plane, that is towards the right and as well as the towards the left of the sketch plane, which is right plane in our case. So once you cut this, it will appear like this. So this way, you have modeled uh, this part by using extrude and extrude cut commands. Okay. So the model is now completed. This part is modeled as a 3D model using SolidWorks. So now as a problem, you are supposed to model these parts as a 3D solid part using SolidWorks. Okay. So again, you can very well see that by using these two commands only, you can model this part as well as this part. So this is to be done and to be submitted as an assignment. So that's all about this lecture. So as soon as you complete this, we will give you a date to submit this as an assignment. Okay, thank you.